quarantine, and they want us to do a process, which the Chinese people doesn't like it. They want to see the whole husk that calls a durian. When we do a process which is bilateral agreed that we have to throw away the husk to prevent the pest control to enter China. The Chinese people are very traditional, very rigid. They want to see the husk. They see the process, they doesn't want it. So even though so, our durian is still not enough. Okay? So I got the blame that I'm the one that sweep up all the durian from Malaysia to export to China. Okay, I'll take the blame. But at least I create an industry for the farmers to actually bring up their wealth lately. You know, all the farmers are richer than you and me here, I'm telling you. Okay, so the fresh durian into China, let's hope it that this it's actually good and bad. Good is we will have more revenue for the country, the GDP. We will have more topics to talk about in the parliament. Number two, I'll get blamed again, more. Okay, but let's put positive side. I have the money. So another part of it that I'm more worried is we can create good names, but we also can create bad names. So not everybody are in the right mind, positive mind to do a long-term business. So you think by exporting durian just like that to China, I'm telling you it's wrong. Because our durian is very different from the Thai durian. Our history of exporting to China is only 5 years. China can accept whole durian from Thailand without any bilateral agreement because of their previous history with their government. But we need to actually exchange in agreement of goods to send to China, which I hope our next meeting at Beijing next week, we should have some good news. But anyway, the other side of my heart, I think better don't, because this is going to be a havoc again. How are we going to do this? Do we have the capacity of doing it? Do we have a big factory to produce what China wants? To share with you, I have gone around promoting durian. I have met most of the big buyers, and they tell me 1 week they want 80 containers. So I dropped my mic. Seriously, this is actually happening. China is big. And the way the negotiations that comes in, you and me here will never talk of. When I was talking to them, I speak Chinese, they are talking about, we are dealing with EE. So thinking, what is EE? You know, we have not come across that kind of figures. It's actually how many zeros I asked them. Seriously, one buyer. So when you go to the wholesale market, it's actually a different change of entire ballgame that we're going to talk about. So this is what about the fresh durian into China. But my history of exporting to Australia has been past 15 years. I go through all the process with the quarantine from ACIS, Australia, FDA, US. It's actually quite easy as compared to China, ACIP. So we managed to go through. So hopefully this time with all these agreement, cross our finger. So we will tackle the problem later. Let's get it in first, as I always tell all the farmers, wait for my good news. Okay, sorry. So when we talk about durian, I can tell you I can talk 3 days, 3 nights without stop. But today we only have 30 minutes, so I will try to squeeze it into these 4 topics. Number 1, fresh durian into China. Number 2, from fresh durian to durian products, which is what I'm currently doing. We are doing innovation. We don't sell fruits only. We have to sell everything. Even the husk, the seeds, we have to sell to China. That's how we talk about currently. We have to be innovative. 3, we are talking about implementing Industry 4.0. Anybody know about Industry 4.0 here? Yeah, I'm sure those people in the industry, in manufacturing, we will try to implement ourselves in 4.0, including durian. I will be the first one to implement Industry 4.0 in our industry, which I see a bright future in this, to invest in such a substantial amount of money for this Industry 4.0. The last topic I'll talk about is small plantation coming in on stream, that none of you here know about it. I'll tell you what is the data of up and coming durian produce. Okay, at the same time, the players are in. How many players coming into this wagon? Okay, let's start. Okay, everybody know the approval of fresh durian coming soon. Let's brace next year, no more SS2 to 19, 20 ringgit durian. Okay, there will be more. Because let me tell you, what is happening this year? Everybody talking about bumper harvest, returning of durian from China. All these are not true. This year, yes, every 3 years we have big bumper. But this year the bumper harvest came in, the fruits wasn't perfect. wasn't in a triple A size grade for export. So this grade of durian are grown in the local market. The weather, the climate, it came out the durian all shape one. Moon shape, heart shape, perfect shape is 5-segment durian, perfect shape. Grade A 1.5 to 1.8 kilo allowed to export. So all these durians are thrown into the local market. They are not saying bad, but it's just that no value for money. When you buy, you only bring in the half bag, only three ulas, 4 ulas, but you are happy, but you all do not know what is happening. So glad that you guys enjoy. The season is over. So perhaps next season you won't have this high price. Okay? So this is what we're talking about durian for export market. They have a lot of selections. And people are jumping to the wagon. Even the big boys, the GLCs, are coming in to have thousands and thousands acreage of plantation because the income is very good. I would say the crowdfunding management people are also coming in and they talk about all these things. I was shocked when the way how they talk because plantation is very different from manufacturing. All play a role by the nature of God that He will give you a good harvest. 5 years they guarantee how much. I say, okay, let them do their job, I will harvest later. So we must be aware what is the actual market demand outside. It's big, but Chinese people are not stupid. They won't pay 100 ringgit kilo of durian. This type of topic of people talking about. But why is it 100 ringgit? It's because before and after harvest, people want durian, they pay. But only one miserable basket of durian trade for 100 ringgit, but the paper says it's 100 ringgit. So everybody is thinking the value is so high. But in average, the price of durian, this year, we are talking about 20 to 23 ringgit only in the market from Expand. 100 ringgit is, yes, 1 or 2 days, but very little. Okay? So some Malaysian durians are brought into China directly through Thailand and Hong Kong. Like I mentioned, Chinese people, they want to see the husk. They want to see the star. You know, Musang King, anybody know that Musang King behind must have a star, it's called Musang King. So they want to see the star. So they don't mind paying. How? Bilateral loan allowed. They ask us to send to Hong Kong, they ask us to send to Thailand to change the BL. So that product of Thailand, they go to land trucking into border of Vietnam, going to China, and they pay one fruit, 600 ringgit. They don't mind. So there is a demand for it, but not many. This is a smuggling business, not many people do. The demand is there, but supply is less. So what we do is, we just tell you can take the fruits, you do whatever you want, 4 days you reach China is your problem. But the minute when the durian is open, can you imagine, our durian can only last maximum 36 hours. So this process is not encourageable, not in long term. The durian can be sour, the durian can be watery, but to them it's super, but to us, this is rubbish. Correct? So the mentality has to change, the trend has to change. So it's my job to actually talk to the government, look here, stop all these things. Go and negotiate and get us a bilateral agree that we openly get out of the country, proudly to announce this the GDL of the country, bring this over. So don't get me wrong, I've been talking to the government for many years, even from 2008, to get the approval, it was 2011. It's not the government is slow, it's a process. So when this thing is open, we have to tackle what are the problems that we will face, what the China will ban us. You have to be very careful. Chinese people, they are rich. Even they're not rich, they're very careful with the eating now because they are harmed by their local manufacturers. So we play a role that we have to ensure their products is good. So we then only be allowed to export. So a lot of things that we have implemented. So not as easy as during going to China. That's a lot of investment we have done. A lot of process and the factory layouts and investment is done from day one. Nobody knows. Few millions has been put in just to get ourselves export into China.